Recently, Deb and I went and saw a movie called Jesus Revolution. It's starring Kelsey Grammer from the old Frasier program. It was really, really good. And I'm sure if you haven't seen it, you're going to want to see it because it's about Chuck Smith and Greg Laurie and all the guys out there in Southern California during the Jesus Revolution in the early 70s. And I have Deb here today with me because she grew up out there. She witnessed a lot of this. So we want to talk to you about that today in your morning cup of inspiration. There it is. So Deb, tell us about your time there in Costa Mesa when this was going on.
Yeah, I first realized that there was something dramatic going on when I was a little kid. My parents and I would drive by this big, huge tent, and I would ask what it was because I'm thinking, oh, the circus is in town. But this tent never went down, and my parents told me it's a church. And it was always filled with people. And it was just really interesting as a kid because, these were kind of tumultuous times. But probably a couple years later, my mom ended up going there in 1974, 75, and asked me to join her. I was a young teenager then. And it was terrific. Chuck Smith was such a great teacher. Greg Laurie was there. He would teach during the week. Yeah. There was great rock and roll music, of course, as a kid. Who wouldn't love that, right? Christian rock and roll. Yay.
That's right.
But it was just a really good time.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that when that was happening, the Bible tells us over in Acts 2:17, it talks about the great revival coming. And it says that it shall come to pass that in the last days, saith God, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall share dreams, or shall dream dreams. And that's Acts 2:17. And during that time, of course, this is happening. This is going on all over the world, but it started there over in California as the hippie movement, and Chuck opened up his church to them, and now it just grew and grew and grew because everyone was searching. Just like today, where people are searching for the truth. And like then, we thought that was going to be the time that Christ is going to return because all the things seem to be falling into place. But now, as we could see, it's even more happening. Every day, something looks like we're reading the book of Revelation or the book of Ezekiel when you see what's going on in the world today.
And even back then, I have to say this, even back then, we wondered how some of these things would come to pass.
Right, yeah.
Because there was no way back then that it was, it just didn't seem like it could be reality. Now we look at some of these signs and we're like, oh yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
Well,
I think what we're seeing is that what it talks about is that it's going to be happening worldwide, and it's been happening all over the world and other places, especially in these countries that are just they're dictators and that. But the Lord is moving in these areas, and now it's just happening in the United States again, starting at the colleges. And I think we're about to see a huge explosion. But we just want to encourage you to see this movie if you get a chance, called Jesus Revolution. We're sure you're going to love it. We sure did enjoy it.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again for another Morning Cup of Inspiration. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Bye.